All right, y'all. It's SJ. I got asked this question, so I figured I'd get on here and kind of talk about it. Why I've started to put gaming in my videos. I've been doing this for probably the past 4 months, I want to say. And I got asked why I do it, so I figured this would just kind of be a PSA as to why I do it. So, a couple of reasons. First of all, it's a hook. And what I mean by a hook, it's a visual hook. Because if you've been to my channel for a long time, the majority of my videos are auditory, meaning you don't necessarily need to watch what I'm doing to understand what's going on, since I'm mainly playing with sounds, changing how obviously they sound, and you don't need to look for that. Unless if you want to look and see what type of compressor I'm adding, what type of reverb I'm adding, what have you. So this is just a visual, call it a visual aid, if you will, that can help have the eyes glued to something else as you're listening to what I'm doing, since my videos don't require your visual attention. Another reason is the demographic. What I mean by this is, first of all, I'm not a gaming channel. Y'all know that, but I have some gaming I do, meaning some videos like when I make music in Minecraft or when I just do these, where there will be gaming in the bottom right corner. And the reason why, my age demographic is in the 20s. In the 20s, I have some in the teens and some a little older. But why that's important, when we all grew up, when we were in middle school, in high school, that is when gaming, watching people game on YouTube, that's when that became huge. That's when that became really popular. And people really enjoyed that. And this age, we still enjoy watching gaming content. Again, I'm not saying I'm a gaming channel, because I'm not. I don't think I'll ever have one. I'll never say never, but I don't plan on having one as of right now. But we grew up with that, and gaming is still an incredibly huge market in the media world. So yeah. Okay, I'm so bitter right now. Anyway, so that is why, one of the reasons why I've been adding the gaming. Another one, and some people might view this as a quote distraction. I totally understand why. But if you look at the way media is being presented nowadays, it's drastically different from the way it was presented probably 2015, even 10 years ago. If you look at all a good bit of commercials nowadays, it's no longer, oh hey, people in suits or people in a more professional setting talking about whatever product they're trying to sell. Now you have these TikTokers, these people who are literally just holding up their phone to their face, advertising whatever product they're trying to sell. So the media, the way content is being presented, that's constantly changing. And as a content creator, you kind of have to adapt to said changes. And so in a way, I have kind of taken into account what my demographic is, what that demographic likes. Oh, that's a nasty split. And because of that, I'm not saying changing my content, because my content has generally remained the same. Nice conversion there. But I've just been adding something that will make you guys hang around longer. Because also the gaming is an engagement hack. That's even worse. If you don't know what engagement is, it's the length of time that people will watch your videos. Also known as audience retention. What that means is the more people will stick around for your videos, the more likely your videos are to be pushed out by YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, because these social media apps, they're trying to get you to stay on the platform. And how do they get you to stay on the platform? By feeding you videos they know you're going to stick around and watch. And that's kind of the case for audience retention, and also gaming videos in particular help with audience retention. I've been seeing that in my videos. It's been helping a lot with those. My audience retention has been going up. People have been staying for longer. And because of that, I've been continuing to do that. And also, I'm trying to think what else here, because there are plenty of reasons as to why I decided to incorporate the gaming in my channel. Another reason is it would have made high school me happy. I know it's probably not the most professional reason, but in high school, Minecraft was my game, Clash of Clans was my game. I would make videos all the time. I never posted them, but I would make videos all the time, hoping, hey, maybe one day I'll make a gaming channel, which this is before music became a true passion and creating content about music became a true passion. But this is just kind of, hey, high school me, you are not forgotten. But yeah, that is the fact that I started off that bad and ended up coming back like that was pretty nice. But yeah, that's the reason why my content has been evolving into the, hey, there's gaming in the bottom right corner, because of audience retention, because of the visual aid. And also, if you look at, going back to my previous point, if you look at all the videos, my skill level just dropped. If you look at all the videos on TikTok, Instagram, these social media platforms, especially when they're longer, you need that type of visual aid to keep your audience engaged, and gaming content is a really good way to do that. So that's why I've kind of been incorporating that into some of my videos, since I don't really have a visual aid any other way. So just to summarize this point, the gaming content is a visual aid. It helps with audience retention, meaning how long your viewers will stay. And also, it is something that my age demographic is very used to, and something that my age demographic very much enjoys. So yeah, that's basically me explaining why I do the gaming content. Hopefully you guys will stick around. There'll be more videos to come. In my tutorials, I don't do the gaming, just because it's more of a formal instructional video. And in those, you don't need the quote distractions or the visual aids, because you're very much having to keep your eyes focused on the tutorial, on what I'm trying to teach you. But in the videos where I'm just making music out of whatever sound, in my music production videos, those like that, my compilation videos, where you don't necessarily need a visual aid, the gaming is there to be that visual aid. And it's also something my age demographic is really used to and they really enjoy. And let's be real, I enjoy recording them as well. It just makes for a more, I'm not going to say less professional, because I feel like professionalism even nowadays is changing, but it's a more casual style video. Because you have my formal videos, my production tutorials, that kind of thing. So this is just more of a, not going to say a hangout, but more of a, I can do another game. I'm going to be talking for a little while longer here. It's going to be more of a casual video. It's and another reason, I just thought of this, especially in the Minecraft, making music in Minecraft, that's just a cool blast from the past from my childhood. Anyways, it's like a podcast for me. Meaning it's where I can just go and talk about whatever music topic you want to hear. In this case, this is kind of like a podcast episode as well, except I'm doing a PSA as to why I do gaming content on here. But yeah, it's kind of like a podcast in a way. And also, I had a podcast in 2023 for a very short amount of time, just because at that time I had 500 followers and nobody really knew who I was. Well, let's be real, y'all still don't know who I am. but it didn't go anywhere, so I quit doing it. I don't even think it's up anymore. So this is kind of a way to have a podcast that's just for the Minecraft and music and Minecraft type videos and videos like this. But other than that, the gaming is very much a visual aid. Hopefully I've explained this to y'all in the best of my abilities. If y'all have any other questions as to why my content contains gaming now, please let me know. In my shorts, I don't do it because you're dealing with a portrait mode, and it's harder to get the gaming in there just because you don't have a lot of screen to work with. When you're in landscape mode, or when the video is turned to the side like this one is, you have more area to work with, more area to put the screen. So that is another reason, and I try and keep it small just in case you still want to look and see what I'm doing in the case of my music production videos, like in the last one where I made a guitar out of, I'm blanking on that guy's name, Andre Clark, which y'all go follow him. He makes really good music, and also he's just a really cool guy. I would highly recommend following him. He has some really cool stuff that I already talked about, but it's worth mentioning again because this dude deserves a good following. And I had the gaming content there in the corner, relatively small. Just so if you're on the younger side and you want to have that visual aid, you want to have something you can watch because you're not necessarily watching my videos. Meaning paying attention to what's going on as I move a plugin in and out of my rack. It's something you can keep your eyes on while I'm talking. Just like this. This is way better than you having to see my face, because y'all would have left this video a long time ago. But since like, oh hey, there's Wii Bowling, I'm gonna stick around and watch, not necessarily to hear what this guy has to say, but because there is a video game or something that I can relate to on the screen. I can be like, oh hey, I remember when I was in middle school, elementary school, high school, and I did this. I can relate to what this guy is doing. That's another reason why I did the gaming as well. It's, people can relate to that. I remember, it's like, oh, I remember in my childhood playing this game. Like when I do my Minecraft videos. Oh, I remember making my first redstone contraption. Or I remember doing this or doing this. I remember my first survival world when I was 12 years old. I remember my first this. I remember my first that. But yeah, it's kind of a reason to, it's more of a, I'm trying to figure out how to word this, something you can relate to, because not everybody's going to be like, oh, I remember when I turned a sound of a creeper exploding into a drum kit. That's not going to be as relatable as, oh, I remember playing Minecraft. I remember playing Clash of Clans. I remember playing Wii Bowling. It's just something that more people can relate to, and also, I have that video game connection anyway, ever since I started making video game sounds into music. So because of that video game connection, I'm now connecting with the gaming community. Also, an important thing as a content creator is have more than one demographic. I have the music demographic, I have the production demographic, and ever since I started making video game sounds, I have the gaming demographic as well. So if I can pull people in from these three different, quote, branches from the social media tree, that is overall good for me, and it allows me to get more people. And it's also beneficial for my small business, because the more people I can attract, hopefully the more people want to work with me, and the more music we can make. There's my catchphrase. But yeah, that's basically the PSA as to why the gaming content is there. Thank you all for watching this whole video if you did. I'm SJ, signing off. See y'all.